All right. This morning, I'm just going to go over a few quick tips and tricks that I'm not going to be able to tell you in class today because I'm going to be gone. Um, as you can see here, I've gone out to Storyblocks, and I've just downloaded a few different graphics that I think may work for the project. And you can see I've placed my first one here. Obviously, what we've got to do is make sure that our layers are going to be set up correctly. So again, please come down, take a look at the document here. There's a lot of valuable information inside of it. But down on the bottom here, you've got to have your different layers created. So background layer will come in here. Just rename that one real fast. What else we have to have? We have to have party info slash event information is kind of what that's going to be used for. And then the return mailer portion of it and main mailer, that's going to be mainly used on the back side of the card when you start creating your mail information. And then just a little postage stamp is all that's going to be. So you do want to keep in mind that the biggest layer is probably going to be the background image. You'll keep that on the bottom, and then party info, and kind of work your way up. Again, lock the pieces that you don't need. If we take a look at this one, it's blue and it's in the background image. We do want to have our image go out to that bleed line, and there were quite a few people yesterday that weren't meeting that requirement. So you can kind of see I've put that in there. I've chosen to go with a portrait front and a landscape back. Landscape back is a must. The portrait front can be an option for you if you want it to be. If you're working on this layer and you don't want to adjust or affect it anymore, you can, open it up and lock that specifically inside of the layer, so you no longer can select it. I'm thinking maybe that I can kind of put some stuff up here. I think maybe it's a little intense for me color-wise, so I'm going to select it as an object and then just change its opacity. So I'm going to go back over here where it says opacity and maybe adjust it a touch. Maybe I don't like that either, so I'll go back to 100. But we're going to do maybe a feather on it, a gradient feather, so I can drag from the bottom to the top. And as I do that, you can see how it applied a white piece over it. That was a little intense as well, so let's back that off. Let's change our keep on trying that. Oh, that's not bad. Like, it covered it up a little. It made it a little less intense. Maybe not the best thing, but anyways, we can start working on applying some graphics to it now and some text. So if we come back over, you kind of got to determine what you want this to look like and how you want it to feel. But again, if you go out to that Rockton Christmas Walk website, you can see that they have got themselves kind of a theme already going on. So maybe you can pull from that a little bit. They use a lot of lights and presents, simple text, nothing crazy. A lot of you guys are trying to get a little too intense with your fonts. So let's back that up. Christmas Walk is probably a good place to start with our title. Get some of those important pieces out there onto our document. So I'm going to do Christmas Walk Weekend maybe as my piece for this. So I'm going to lock my background up. I'm going to go up to my party info because that's where I should start working. Make sure I've got the party info layer selected. Drag a box and place that in there. And then start working on that typography stuff that we've learned over the last couple of weeks. First thing I probably want to do is center my text in the box, both left and right and vertically. Do my centered. And now you can see I've got my text here. That's pretty boring. I can start going through my fonts and finding something that I like. You can filter your stuff based on the type of classification you're looking for. So you can kind of start to work with this a little bit. I think, where'd it go? Filter these out again. There's that. Franklin. Gotta find something I like here. Still really like that. So we're going to choose that as our font. Now I'm going to maybe actually just cut that out of there. So we're going to cut that out for now. And the trick is to kind of separate our pieces out if we want to change, styles and think about building it a little bit differently. Maybe I want to go all caps on this, right? Or do my smaller ones. No, I don't like any of that actually. So we're going to back that up. A lot of this is just playing with stuff, being not afraid to make mistakes when you're working on it. And if you don't like it, you simply undo it and you go back and you try it again. That's still on. There we go. We definitely need to increase the size of this. That's for sure. So let's bump this up to 60. If we put this up here, maybe we need to get a different variety of it, a bold version of it. There we go. It's starting to come together. Maybe we do need the all cap letters. We'll do that. Knock our size down to maybe 36. Open it up a little bit. We're going to put that back at 100. Again, you want to keep your text inside of the margins, but you can definitely open it up and expand on it. So maybe black isn't the best choice because it's kind of getting lost back there. So maybe we come in and we make sure we're applying it to our text. Click paper. Okay, we're starting to get there. It's still a little difficult to read on top of that green. Again, yesterday I kept on saying, take a step back and take a look at it and see, what's going on. A lot of people work too close to their graphics. So maybe on this piece here, I'm going to come in and change my text even so that they're two different fonts. I like the Christmas up there. But the walk, maybe it can be a scripty, handwritten style font. So we come through here, we start looking at all of our different pieces we've got in here. Again, but when you start working with these scripty fonts, you want to make sure that you're not getting too crazy. Things can get away from you pretty fast. You don't really want to play with your tracking on these either. You see how the letters kind of connect as they go along. If we go into preview mode, things are starting to come together there a little bit. Again, it's pretty difficult to read. We're going to have to figure out a way to get that so we can read it. Unfortunately, it's pretty intense right now. So maybe we need to go lock this up, go back to our background layer, and start to play with some different options on how to get this to work for ourselves. Maybe that's our option with a fade. It's the wrong way. Let's do it the other way. Okay, that's not bad. We can do something with that probably. Right? And they're starting to pop a little bit more. Take it back this up, take a look at it. Okay. Lock that, go back to the party info. Maybe it's time to get that red color out, maybe white isn't the best option. We need a little more high contrast piece with that. So we come back and get our text. There we go. All right, so we got to do something else to make it pop. That just didn't do it. Maybe it's time to start working with offset text or drop shadows. So if I want to do the offset text, it's pretty easy. I'm going to come in, do a copy, and I'm going to go edit, paste in place. So it pasted it right on top. But now if I move it just a little bit down and to the left, if I click on my text again, oh, there we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. We got a little contrast taking place between our text. Maybe we'll do the reverse on this one. So we copy that and go edit, paste, in place. And let's change the color onto that. So it's red or green maybe. And then send it to the back one. There we go. We're starting to get somewhere. It's getting better. It's not good yet, but that's the start of kind of how that's going to work. And then from here, you got to just start working on your other pieces. I'm not going to go through the whole making of the card, but you got to make sure you get your locations, your date, your website, your Facebook, and your Instagram into there. Like I said, you don't have to incorporate all of the activities that you see on this list here, but you do need to be focusing on at least 3. Maybe pick one from each day, and then don't forget on the back. I think a really good idea for this particular postcard is to maybe have some sort of information on the back on the left-hand side there, and these are some really good examples that you see right there. So I'll be back tomorrow. We can work on them, go through ideas. We'll do the critique at that point, and we'll go from there. Good luck.